Shadow football. Let me share this insane stat with you about the two managers Sonia Bompastor and André Jeglert. Prior to this game on the opening day of the 2025-26 season, Bompastor and Jeglert both came into this game unbeaten in the Women's Super League. How crazy is that? I'm just gonna let that sink in for a bit. In all seriousness, finally, the new season is upon us. I've been waiting for this day since the Euros, and what better way to kick off the new campaign than having two heavyweights of English football battle it out at the bridge. There was a sense of intrigue going into this game. How is City going to look with André Jeglert at the helm? Will Sonia Bompastor keep the same tactics as last season, or will she continue to evolve the team? And how did the game ultimately swing Chelsea's way? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because I'm going to waste the next 15 minutes of your life answering these questions for you. City lined up in a 4-2-3-1, which wasn't too far away from the 4-3-3 they largely used last season. However, Sonia Bompastor lined her Chelsea side up in a 5-3-2 system, dramatically shaking things up from the 4-2-3-1 she used during her invincible run last season. But the principles of her system from last season still stay intact. The two principles Bompastor prioritizes her team on are defensive stability and freeing up the wide areas to attack. Chelsea want to push teams out wide. If they try to play down the middle of the pitch, they will hound them until they go out wide or backwards. Look at Walsh and Charles here, looking to press Hemp as she receives the ball anywhere remotely near the middle of the pitch. Hemp has no option but to just go backwards. The mid-block of the three central defenders and three central midfielders means that it's incredibly tough to break Chelsea down through the middle. Add in the everlasting batteries of shiny new signing Ellie Carpenter and the ever-reliant Sonia Bompastor, and Chelsea basically have wingbacks that don't and won't stop running. Sir Alex Ferguson once said, "Attack wins you games, defense wins you titles." And Chelsea have a defense that's extremely strong. So strong that it takes their own players scoring against them for Chelsea to concede a goal. On to Chelsea's second principle, freeing up the wide areas to attack. Chelsea look to attack out wide, relying on usually the wingbacks to run in behind to put a cross into the box. However, it's not as simple as, oh, let's just find Ellie on the right hand side and give her the ball. There's a bit more detail to it. Let's take this passage of play as an example. Nathalie Bion has the ball and plays a great ball to Wieke Kaptein. Chelsea's midfield 3 versus City's midfield 2 means that Chelsea are playing with an extra central midfielder, and Kaptein is able to turn and drive forwards. Aggie Beever-Jones, let's just get onto this real quick. Over the last 2 seasons, she's been showing everyone her pace, attacking positioning, and insane finishing abilities, but no one ever gives her credit for how intelligent she is on the pitch. Her game IQ has improved drastically over the last 2 years. So, Beever-Jones is pointing for Kaptein to pass the ball out wide to Carpenter. This isn't the intelligent bit. Lily Murphy doesn't track her direct opponent, so in turn, that responsibility now falls to Alex Greenwood. Greenwood can't shoot out to press Carpenter because Beever-Jones has smartly positioned herself between Pryor and Greenwood, meaning Greenwood has to stay put in her position until the ball goes wide. If Greenwood preemptively goes wide to press Carpenter, all Kaptein needs to do is to slide a neat ball through to Beever-Jones and she's in behind Pryor and through on goal. This smart positioning by Beever-Jones has a knock-on effect, as Carpenter now has the space the size of Australia in front of her to play across into the box, where they win a corner off Kirsten Kasperai. André Jeglert knew that was the general basis for Chelsea's attack, so his City side proceeded to press them up high, suffocating them during the build-up. And it worked. City made Chelsea build up their attack in really uncomfortable circumstances, and they did a great job stifling Chelsea's attack. They kept winning the ball up high, but Chelsea's defense held strong, constantly denying City any real clear-cut opportunities in the first half. Look at Niamh Charles here doing everything to win the ball from Kasperai, and she does win it. City then proceed to press Chelsea up high, looking to win the ball back instantly. City is suffocating them well, and Sydney Lohmann gets a touch to intercept, only for the ball to fall to the birthplace of baseball legend Babe Ruth, which was really unlucky from City's point of view considering Lohmann did well to break up the build-up. Chelsea have successfully played out of City's press for once, and Walsh is allowed to turn and nutmegs Viviana Miedema. Nathalie Bion plays a great ball for Carpenter, Alex Greenwood can't keep up, and she delivers a pinpoint cross for Beaver-Jones to put Chelsea ahead. Remember when I said Agnes Elizabeth Beaver-Jones is a really smart player and doesn't get enough credit for her football IQ of 200? Well, prepare to give her credit now. The moment Chelsea are freed from City's high press, she starts in an offside position. She knows this ball is going to Ellie Carpenter, so she can be offside right now, anticipating the cross from her new teammate some point down the line. What this also does is that Jade Rose has no idea she's behind her. Rose is only concerned about the threats in front of her and doesn't even consider anyone who's in an offside position, because why would you? Beaver-Jones is essentially ahead of the play and Carpenter puts her onside by driving down the right hand side. This is the moment Jade Rose sees Beaver-Jones and absolutely bricks it, and the Canadian speeds up trying to catch her. Beaver-Jones then runs across and in front of Rose, making sure Rose can't get goal side of her, and calmly taps the ball past Yamashita, putting Chelsea ahead in a tight contest. City had a couple of pretty good chances after going behind. Bunny Shaw did well to create an opening for herself with this chance right after conceding. They kept pressing high and kept winning the ball up high, with Shaw drawing the foul from Millie Bright. This free kick has Alex Greenwood's name written all over it. Greenwood steps up, and wow, what a free kick. Just kidding. This was a hell of an attempt though. Really unlucky. Lauren Hemp was a constant thorn in Chelsea's defence. Her tireless work rate and relentless pressing was a lot for Chelsea to handle. She was also really dangerous out wide, combining well with Bunny Shaw here to create this glorious chance for Yui Hasegawa, only for her back heel to drift slightly wide off target. It was interesting to see how Yeglitz used Hasegawa, with Sydney Lerman actually the one staying back most of the time, allowing Hasegawa to push further forward and use her attacking talent that Gareth Taylor suppressed by playing her as a number 6 all the time, and it caused Chelsea a lot of problems. Hasegawa's new role at City means I'll probably have to make another video on her detailing why she's still the best midfielder in the league, as she got into the box more often and combined with her teammates in attack really well throughout the game. City attacked well in patches, but their general play was honestly quite lackluster compared to how energetic Chelsea were. It's hard to keep up a high pressing game for 90 minutes, so City stopped pressing round about the 60-minute mark. Speaking of attacking well, Chelsea's second goal came from a simple yet very clean combination down the right hand side. Now, Vika Kaptein and Maika Hamano have a very important role in Chelsea's attack. They've both been given the responsibility of dropping into positions between City's midfield and defensive lines. This forces someone in the City team to make a decision. Do you step out of line to put pressure, or do you stay in shape and just let them have the ball? With City not pressing after the hour mark, Chelsea now have the ball in their own half, with City hardly putting any pressure on them. Bjorn plays the ball out to Carpenter and Lily Murphy needs to hear it to the Australian here, because Carpenter now has a free run to go forward. Because Murphy failed to press Carpenter, the responsibility of marking her now, again, falls to Alex Greenwood. Hasegawa here now has 3 options. 1. Go and press Carpenter, which means Greenwood can fully commit to marking Kaptein. 2. Go and mark Kaptein so Greenwood can bite in on Carpenter. Or 3. Fall back, stay in shape and protect the space in front of the centre halves. Out of those 3 options, Hasegawa chooses option 4, which is to stand there and watch Ellie Carpenter play a good ball to Kat Macario. Gracie Pryor also doesn't help herself with this positioning, as her back is turned to Macario and thus doesn't notice her drop back to receive the ball until it's way too late. Ideally, Pryor would be here, where she's tight enough to Macario to either press her if she drops back or catch her if she runs in behind. Hasegawa's inaction also means that Greenwood has to keep an eye on Carpenter. Kaptein makes a good move in behind and Greenwood is late to the party and unable to put a challenge on her. Gracie's poor positioning prior to the goal results in her unable to catch up to Macario, so Jade Rose has to rush in to cover for Pryor's mistake, leaving Maika Hamano behind. Kasparai is slow to get to Hamano, and the Japanese international doubles the lead for Chelsea with a good finish, giving Chelsea a massive platform to go on and win the game. City would eventually claw one back through Niamh Charles' face, and there's one thing about City's setup that really bothered me throughout the game. Around the 80th minute, Lauren Hemp then switched to the left-hand side, her more comfortable side, and Lily Murphy went to the right wing. Hemp was able to run at Carpenter, causing havoc on the left with her pace, trickery, and directness. So my question is, Why didn't Hemp switch to the left sooner? Watching this game back, I felt so bad for Bunny Shaw. The amount of times Lily Murphy had the ball on the left only for her to run at a world-class right back and lose the ball rather than cross it to Shaw was frustrating to watch. I get it though. If you're Lily Murphy, you'd want to test yourself against the best defenders. But time and time again, she'd keep her head down, trying to beat Carpenter, failing to notice that Shaw was in a prime position for a cross to be whipped in. You know when Bunny Shaw wants a cross into the box when she's positioned herself here, ready to attack the space in between two defenders. I bet if this was Lauren Hemp, that ball is getting whipped in every single time. But it wasn't just Lily Murphy not sending crosses into the box. Kasparai, Greenwood, and even Hemp all delivered pretty poor crosses by their standards. The two shots Bunny Shaw took from outside the box in the second half seemed like they were both out of frustration. And I understand that. All she wanted was a good cross into the box. Is that too much to ask from a centre forward? I know this is just the first game of the new season, so this won't be the final form of each team's evolution. But it's interesting to see how these teams play now compared to how they'll look halfway through the season, where they'll keep tweaking and tweaking their systems week on week. I was really excited to see how some of the new signings looked, and Ellie Carpenter looked really lively. Some of her crossing left a lot to be desired, but her energy and hard running on the right hand side was crucial for her team. I was really excited to watch Sydney Lohmann play for City after she received the warmest of welcomes to the club from her best friend Jill Scott.
Hi, it's Man City legend Jill Scott here. I just want to say a massive congratulations on signing for the club. It's... Excuse me, who's this for again?
Sydney Lohmann.
Sydney Lohmann? As in Sydney Lohmann?
Yes.
Whilst Lohmann had a pretty decent debut for her new team, her replacement, Laura Blinkilde-Brown, looked sharp. In her 15-minute cameo, Blinkilde-Brown looked energetic, always wanted the ball, wasn't afraid to carry the ball forwards, made really good runs in behind and combined well with her teammates. Competition for City's midfield places will be fierce this season, with Yui Hasegawa, Sydney Lohmann, the two Lauras, Blinkilde-Brown and Coombs, plus new signing Grace Clinton, who I may or may not have cried over leaving United. It'll be interesting to see if Jeglerts will continue with a midfield too, considering the abundance of midfield talent in the squad, including Viviana Miedema, who's been used in a midfield role as well throughout last season. As for Chelsea, I'm wondering if Sonia Bompastor will continue to use a 5-back formation, or if this was just a tactical switch for them to win the midfield battle this game. Lots of burning questions waiting to be answered week on week, as I'm also wondering how Sam Kerr will fit into Bompastor's system as well. For us fans, lots to look forwards to as we watch the season unfold. This was a good game to start off the new season, cagey but sparks of quality, and most importantly, lots of tactical changes which prompted me to make this video. I'm so happy to see the new season start again. Get ready for another campaign of brilliant football, unforgettable moments, and probably watching Chelsea win the title again at the end of the season.